you sick of looking at Netflix and you don't know what to watch?
So many movies out there, you don't know which ones are good, which ones were bad.
You curious about what's out there?
I'm Joey Powers.
I'm Don Trettler.
This is The Best Pictures.
The ones you don't want to miss.
Hit it. Say hello to my little friend.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Winners go home and the prom queen.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I don't deserve this. Deserves got nothing to do with it. No sequel for you.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of The Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
Hey, and I'm Don Trettler. Welcome to the show.
It was a fun weekend. You know, the football season came to a close. You know, Jaguars, Saturday night, we went down to the bar and watched the game.
Oh, I don't have the hat here with me.
Jacksonville won 20-16. It was a thrilling game. I mean, it wasn't the most entertaining, you know, because there wasn't a lot of scoring involved. But Jacksonville pulled it off in the end. You know, it's kind of crazy. You know, because when we got there, I was like, you know, I was thinking we were probably going to leave at halftime. I'm like, it's probably going to be like 28-0 at halftime, you know. And Tennessee led the whole way until, I think, didn't the game-winning touchdown, wasn't that Jacksonville's only lead?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
That's
Tennessee
true, into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Tennessee led the whole way. Lawrence looked good in parts, but at the same time, they need to throw the ball down the field more, you know, because they really didn't throw the ball down the field a lot. And I feel like in playoffs, they're going to, you know, you're going to go against a team like Kansas City, you're going to have to score a lot of points. A team like Buffalo, you're going to have to score a lot of points. You're not going to beat them 20-16.
No.
You know, so, but it was a very good game. We were surprised at how many rushing yards Henry actually had, because he broke that one and then it got called back.
Right.
You know, but I mean, he still managed.
That was the big one.
Yeah, it was like probably like close to 30 yards, and it got called back. It was clearly a hold. But yeah, he ran it like 30 something times for 100 yards. You know, I mean, the guy's a beast. But
yeah, he didn't have any outside of that one. He really didn't have any big breakout runs, big long.
No, but
he must have been chugging all game long, and we just didn't realize.
Yeah, they just kept. Yeah, he had like 30 something carries for over 100 yards.
Running backs don't have 30 carries anymore. You ever notice that?
No.
It's very rare.
They said that Saturday night he has like 21.8 carries per game, and that's first in the NFL. You know, like 21.8, and that's first in the NFL. I mean, I remember back when like Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders play. Emmitt Smith would carry the ball 25, 30 times every single game, and they had a good passing attack. That's just how it was back then.
Right.
Now it's just everybody's so pass happy that, you know, running backs are really undervalued. You know, they say, like, I forget who said it, but I just heard it the other day. Like, drafting a running back is like buying a new car. The second you take it off the lot, it already is devalued. You know, it's like it's already past its prime. You know, so that makes a lot of sense though, because really, I mean, the shelf life of a running back in the NFL nowadays is not what it used to be.
Right.
You know, 'cause, I mean, Emmitt Smith, I think he played like 16 or 17 years. You know, and no running back's doing that anymore. I mean, Frank Gore just retired, but he was out of his prime like. Probably like the last 4 or 5 years of his career.
I was going to say, wow, Frank Gore's been around a long time.
Yeah, exactly, you know. But I think when he retired, he had the 4th most rushing yards in NFL history. You know, that just shows the longevity of his career. But yeah, they're not valued like they used to be. So Tennessee.
Well, and they're also asked to catch more passes.
Than
they used to.
But that's again like what I'm saying though. I mean, it's just this is such a pass-heavy league now. It's just insane. So Kansas City ended up winning, so they got the 1 seed. Buffalo ended up winning, so they got the 2 seed, and then Cincinnati got the 3 seed. And nobody other than Kansas City really seems to be happy with how that all went down. But you and I had discussed it, and pretty much we both thought that Buffalo was going to lose to Cincinnati anyway.
Right.
So then if that happened, then Kansas City would have been the number 1 seed anyway. And then it would have been up to Cincinnati to beat Baltimore, and then Cincinnati would be the 2 and Buffalo got the 3. But it's just an unfortunate situation because this is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Going into yesterday's game between Cincinnati and Baltimore, Cincinnati was already awarded the division, but The NFL said that if Baltimore beat Cincinnati, they would have to do a coin toss to determine where the game would be played, even though Cincinnati was the division winner.
Wow.
I've never heard of anything like that before. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And Cincinnati was pretty angry. And I guess Joe, is it Mixon or Moxon? I don't remember the running back's
Joe
name.
Mixon.
I guess he was picking on him on like either Facebook or Twitter, or because it was like on the it was on ESPN's. Bless you. It was on ESPN's homepage that he was like mocking the NFL for such a stupid thing. But Cincinnati won, so it doesn't matter. But
It's a moot point.
Yeah, but it's just that's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That I don't know. I just don't get it. But so Jacksonville, you said they're playing Saturday night.
Right?
And they're hosting San Diego?
Yeah.
That should be a decent game. You know, what happened to San Diego yesterday? I caught the end of it when I was playing pool, and they lost to Denver. And Denver's been crappy all year long.
Yeah, what is that about? Well, though, you know what? Earlier in the season, Denver beat the Jaguars.
That's odd because they've just been so disappointing all season long. There were such high expectations when Russell Wilson got there, and he's just had a terrible year.
And I can't remember what happened with the Chargers, but see, the Jaguars weren't real good early in the season, so
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers did beat them.
Yeah, and they just came on, and they've been rolling. How about San Francisco? 10 in a row. They
Yeah.
annihilated Arizona yesterday. And I caught the end of the Eagles-Giants game, too. The Eagles barely beat the Giants 22-16 at home, and the Giants played all their backups. And the Eagles needed to win that game to get home field advantage in the number 1 seed. And they barely beat them with the Giants' backups. I was like, wow, how good and I've been saying it to you all year. How good is this Eagles team?
That's true. You
really?
have been saying that
Because
all year
I
long.
don't think they're that good of a team. I really don't. I still think the top 3 seeds in the AFC are better than anyone in the NFC.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't say that. San Francisco is going to be in that conversation. I forgot about them.
Yeah, you did have a couple of teams that had real good records. The Vikings had a real good record this year, too. And
they've thrown up some clunkers, too, though. You know, I mean, they've lost to
yeah.
some really bad teams. I mean, I guess everybody's had some clunkers. Kansas City, I guess, would be the one team because they've lost to Buffalo and Cincinnati, and I forget the third team. So that's pretty impressive. Those are 2 pretty impressive losses, and they were both by like a field goal.
the other one was a clunk. I can't remember who it is. It was a clunker.
Yeah, I think you're right, though. I think it was a pretty bad one. But that's still not bad, though. And Buffalo, I don't think Buffalo's really lost to anybody too bad. I think they lose to the Dolphins, but the Dolphins snuck in. So.
Yeah, but the Dolphins had a point where they were really
They were
sharp
rolling,
this year.
yeah. And they don't know about Tua. They don't know if he's going to be back for the playoffs or not. But yes, this is the best pictures, by the way. I just wanted to bring up football real quick.
So we could talk about movies because we've got a football movie.
Yes,
the football movie.
Any Given Sunday. Great movie. Colin hasn't seen it yet.
Is there a better football movie than this?
I really like Rudy.
Okay.
The program's good. I wouldn't say it's better than Any Given Sunday. What about Lucas? Have you ever seen Lucas?
I don't think so.
No, that's like early 80s, like Charlie Sheen, Kerry Russell. I want to say the kid is Corey Haim. He plays Lucas. It's a cheesy movie, but I watched it when I was a kid. It was good back then. It probably...
Oh, there's one with Mark Wahlberg. He plays for the Eagles.
Oh, Invincible.
Yeah.
That was pretty good, actually. I'm not a big Mark Wahlberg fan.
Did
but
I watch that whole movie or
That
not?
was pretty good.
I watched the beginning of it. I remember that part
All
where
right,
he
what-
was in the bar.
What about like We Are Marshall?
Haven't seen that one.
That wasn't
Matthew
bad.
McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey and Matthew Fox. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
What about Gridiron Gang? Have you seen that?
No.
That wasn't bad. That was The Rock and Exhibit, I want to say. Some rapper. I don't remember. It wasn't. That's actually based on a true story as well. That was pretty good.
The Replacements with Keanu Reeves.
I haven't seen that. I don't think I want to see that. I was surprised Gene Hackman did a movie like that.
Speaking of Gene Hackman, all right, we'll go totally off on a tangent. I saw today, I had no idea about this, okay? Gene Hackman was in the Marines.
Really? I didn't know that.
Isn't that a kind of I was kind of like, what?
Yeah, that's just kind of a
Well,
surprise, I guess.
I'll have to look it up again. There were several actors. They were talking about actors that were in the different services. No, it was more than just actors, too. It was different celebrities. It was writers and...
I mean, they play football in Point Break. Does that count as a football movie? Just kidding. What about North Dallas 40? Did you ever see that? Nick Nolte?
Probably back in the day I saw
That's what I
it.
was going to say. I saw it a long time ago, but I I don't remember. Varsity Blues was pretty good.
This one, the Oliver Stone.
That
movie,
is really
That's
good.
the one that I can't. You just can't forget.
Well, just look at the cast. I mean, even the people's names that are on there. Shark is played by Lawrence Taylor. Jim Brown plays the defensive coordinator. God, who else is in it? It doesn't mention his name, but the reporter is, or the TV host is John C. McKinley. You know, it's a huge cast. The girl from Saved by the Bell plays the prostitute. You know, there's just a lot of recognizable people in the movie.
Yeah.
It's an excellent. I'm actually going to look it up because
I think in my opinion, I mean, that comes at the top of my head. I think it's the best football movie, but
it's got to be in the. I'm going to say mid-7s. What do you think?
yeah, definitely. I think it's an excellent movie. I think it was excellent when it came out, and I think it got good reviews.
It's
No?
6.9.
Oh.
I think that's low. I would
Yeah.
say at least like 7.5, 7.6.
Well, I'm going to watch it again. I
Yeah.
want to see if it's.
I definitely
if
think
it's better than that.
I definitely think it's better than.
I
6.9.
remember it being better than that because I remember well, Al Pacino has that great speech in it, and Jamie Foxx. I still remember they were using, what's the guy's name? He was like a rapper, and they used his song in it. Kid Rock.
Oh
They used the Kid Rock song. I don't know. I have a lot of memories of that movie.
no, it's definitely good. Like I said, 6.9 to me. That's a little low. That's quite a bit low actually. But so the weekend of January 6th through the 8th, Avatar once again rolled $45.0 million.
Wow.
I believe, I want to say it's now
It's still in town, people.
till Tuesday, and then Puss in Boots is coming. Because I asked one of the guys that works there if they were going to get is it A Man Called Otto or
Man Called Otto, yeah.
I asked him if they were going to get that. He hadn't even heard of it, so I don't know. It doesn't sound like he's going to get it. Yeah, it's up to $517.6 million domestically, $1.7 billion worldwide. Already the 7th highest grossing movie of all time worldwide.
Wow. So I guess James Cameron, his artistic vision is paying off here.
So that means he now has 3 of the top 7 highest grossing movies of all time worldwide. Because Avatar's 1, and I want to say Titanic's like 3 maybe. I think Endgame might be 2. Titanic's 3, I want to say.
Got to be.
But Megan was the real surprise of the weekend. I guess there was a lot of promotion and stuff, according to Colin. Because I saw somewhere between $12 to $15 million. That's what they expected, and it made over $30 million.
Wow.
You know, $8,671 per screen average. Second only to Avatar, still massive, $10,500. That's pretty impressive for a horror movie.
Yeah.
Even it is PG-13, but still, that's pretty impressive for any kind of horror movie. They don't generally open very well, and they generally don't last very long, like as we could say by.
Well, have you seen the trailer for it?
I haven't.
Oh, okay. Because I've been watching trailers, so I've watched it a couple times, and Colin says he's seen it too. Did it appeal to you? Did it make you want to see it? It made you want to see it. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I asked him before you got here. I was like, "Do you like horror movies?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "But I do kind of want to see Megan," and that's what I had on the screen. That's why I was asking him. It does look interesting. I haven't even read about it. I don't even know what it's about, but
It reminds me of like something else. Like there's another movie that has the same type of a plot like that. Maybe like Chucky. Chucky was a doll. No, but this is different than Chucky because this was programmed. I don't know if it was a movie or if it was an episode of a TV show. Like I somehow think it was on Black Mirror, where it had something very similar to this. It had like I want to say like a robotic doll that's given to a lonely child.
this is the description. It says, a robotics engineer at a toy company builds a lifelike doll that begins to take on a life of its own. So it does sound very similar to Child's Play. I mean, it wasn't built, but I mean, yeah, it seems like it's a... Did I tell you I tried to watch the remake of Child's Play?
No.
And it was just so... It wasn't even scary. It was just so graphic that I just turned it off. I was like, I don't even want to watch this. It's not scary, and the plots, it's so gore and graphic. It was just... I'm not watching this. I watched like the first half hour, and it was just too much. And I liked the original. I still haven't watched the remake of Pet Sematary, though, because that movie gave me nightmares for 2 days when I was younger. Because I saw it when I was a kid.
Right.
And that scene with a kid, Patch, I think his name is, comes out of the ceiling and like attacks his dad. I couldn't sleep for 2 days. I had the light on in my bedroom and everything. It was crazy. So So I haven't watched the original Pet Sematary in a long time.
Oh boy.
But I haven't watched the remake yet.
It's probably, I can tell you this, it's probably not going to live up to the scare factor that it did when you were younger.
No, I guarantee it won't. I almost want to say the remake is even PG-13. So it's probably not that scary. But yeah, so Man Called Otto is going to be this weekend. We're going to hopefully find somewhere, because it goes nationwide on the 13th, which is Friday. Oh, Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I didn't think about that either.
The very first Friday 13th of the year, right in January.
Right in January. Get it out of the way, I guess, you know. So that'll be fun. As far as Tom Hanks, though, I mean, we kind of talked about him a little bit, but we were also talking the other night. Tom Cruise, other than really Risky Business, which isn't really a comedy, he doesn't do any comedies, like at all. You know?
Well, he did do that bit in Tropic Thunder, but he wasn't the headliner.
But no, yeah, that was just like a
Like a cameo.
little more than a cameo. But yeah, exactly. That wasn't his movie by any extreme.
I wonder why, though, too, because, I mean, right there, it kind of proved that he can be
He
funny.
can, yeah, because like I said, he was nominated for a Golden Globe for that, for Best Supporting Actor, which I didn't think he was in the movie long enough, but, you know, whatever.
You think he just doesn't want to do comedy? Or somebody said, hey, you're not really marketable as a comedy guy?
That could be. I mean, I think just when he got big, he just got offered, like, I don't know if he's just being choosy or whatever, but, I mean, he, once, you know, like, Top Gun made it huge and stuff like that, he was just getting offered all these great roles. And I don't know, maybe people just don't think he's appealing as a comedy actor. But now
Right.
it just seems like it's all just action now. Between, you know, they're probably going to do another Top Gun because it just made so much money.
Right. I
And,
didn't think about that.
So you said this is going to be, the next Mission Impossible is going to be number 7.
7.
That's insane. But they keep making a boatload of money, both domestically and foreign. So, you know, I mean, and the one thing that Avatar has going for it that Mission Impossible, Top Gun Maverick didn't, was Avatar got to play in China, which is the biggest foreign market for U.S. movies in the world. And Maverick did not get to play in it. A lot of major releases didn't play in China. I don't know why. But Avatar did, and it's doing extremely well. You know, so that's a huge difference. But
That's interesting.
yeah, I don't know what the reasoning for it is, because, like, you know, now looking at it, I haven't heard an update on Jeremy Renner. You know, I guess, like,
Well, he took pictures of himself in the hospital, so I guess he was doing well enough that he could do some selfies.
what was it? Did he get crushed by something?
Well, I don't know the details of
Yeah,
it. You're right.
That's what I thought.
But he was driving a snowplow. I did see that.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I think I heard it from you first.
Yeah, I saw it like right before I left to come do
What
the
the heck
show.
is he doing in a snowplow?
I don't know. I guess he got enough snow. He could afford to hire somebody, you know? I mean, but whatever. Yeah, I guess he's doing well enough if he's taking pictures, so that's
Yeah.
at least good.
Yeah, which is like exactly. It's good. I mean, we want him to do well. You know, we want him
Of
to
course.
come back
I mean,
and.
he's a good actor, you know, and you know he gets a lot of good roles, you know.
I'm trying to think if he's the one that's in. I think there's a Jeremy Renner movie where he's out in the woods with his daughter. They're running away from something. Oh my God! What's
Is
it
that
called?
that's not Hansel and Gretel or whatever, is it?
No, it's got a name. Shoot, what's that?
He said Winter's Bone.
No,
Is he
it's
in
not
that?
Winter's Bone. Is he in that?
I don't know.
Yeah, he might have been.
You
Who
like The
knows?
Hurt Locker though. I know you like that.
I did. I thought he was
didn't.
really great in The Hurt Locker.
Let's see, The Hurt Locker, The Town, The Avengers, Wind River.
Well, yeah, Wind River is a good movie too.
That's not the one you're thinking of though.
No, maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Maybe I'm thinking of Ben Foster. There might be a Ben Foster movie where he's in the woods with his daughter and he's trying to protect her from something, trying to keep her out, keep her away. Because if you're not coming up with it, it was since Wind River. It's newer than Wind River. I don't know. I confuse people sometimes if I like actors, you know,
Yeah, no.
which I like. I've been getting into Ben Foster too, so I think he's an underrated actor. So if you people don't know who Ben Foster is, start looking for him.
So did you watch Alpha Dog?
Yeah,
You did.
yeah, he was excellent.
He
in
was.
that.
He was really good. I thought most of the cast in that was actually really good.
He's actually, I think he's like the villain in that movie with Will Smith, Emancipation.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet he's good in that. Didn't you say that kind of tanked?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like they expected this to be like his backup or back-to-back Oscars or whatever. It's
Yeah,
just
they
not.
thought this was going to be a big one, you know, and it just didn't do it.
Yeah, Ben Foster.
Don't know. I mean, I read the review, so I'm trying to think of exactly what went wrong with it.
Oh
but
yeah, it only gets a 6.0 on IMDb.
I think it was just the vision of it was just off.
A runaway slave forges through the swamps of Louisiana on a torturous journey to escape plantation owners that nearly killed him. And it just surprises me because Anton Fuqua is pretty good. You know,
Oh, yeah.
he's got a good history with movies. I really like Training Day. You know, I thought that was really good.
Didn't he did the remake of Magnificent Seven. Is that the last one he did before this?
I'm actually clicking on him right now.
Or maybe there's something in between that I can't think of.
What was Southpaw? That was the boxing movie with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Okay, that gets a 7.3. He did The Equalizer, so he does a lot with Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Emancipation. He produced Bullet Train.
You lent me one. Was it the one with Richard Gere as a cop?
Oh, Brooklyn's Finest. Yeah, I forgot he did
that's,
that.
That's Anton Fuqua.
You liked that?
Yeah, I did.
I liked it too. We had a little discussion about it because I like Pride and Glory better, and you like Brooklyn's Finest better.
Right.
Because those are like two movies too that are like kind of similar, and they came out pretty much the same exact time. You know, and it's just like it's strange how they do stuff like that. You know, because they would do a lot of like end of the year or end of the world movies.
Yeah.
Like they did Armageddon and Deep Impact, I think, came out the same year.
Then there was one about a volcano. So there's one, maybe it's called Volcano.
Yeah, one was called
Dante's
Volcano
Peak.
and Dante's Peak. Yeah, it's just weird that they just come out with the same movie pretty much at the same time. And it's like, I mean, obviously Armageddon made more.
Do you think maybe somebody has a script, and then when they finally decide to produce it, the other people say, oh, shoot, we have a script that's pretty similar to that. We better release it and see if we can get a little bit of that money.
Maybe. Who knows?
Sometimes they're even halfway decent. Like we were talking about the two Wyatt Earp movies.
Tombstone and Wyatt Earp.
Yeah.
And I haven't
They came out pretty close
They
together.
did. Tombstone I thought was excellent. I haven't seen Wyatt Earp because it's just so long.
I thought they were both good, but I think I really like Tombstone. That's the one that has Val Kilmer in it.
Val Kilmer and Kurt Russell, yeah. I bet that gets pretty high on. I'm guessing that's going to be in the 7s.
You almost can't go wrong with Kurt Russell. We did a show one time with Kurt Russell, and you just like him. He's just solid in all of his movies. I
Yeah.
just watched one. Oh shoot, what was it called? Not The Bone Collector. Bone Tomahawk.
I haven't seen
It's
that.
kind of like a Western horror movie.
I think you told me about it. I haven't seen it.
It was on my list for the longest time. I had to see it, and I finally did.
So Tombstone gets a 7.8. So
Yeah.
that's I agree with that because that's a really, really good movie.
Right.
Another one that I just saw that's one of my favorite Kurt Russell movies of all time is Backdraft. I just watched that a couple of weeks ago. I really liked that movie.
And Wyatt Earp doesn't get as. It's not going to be as high as 7.8.
No, I doubt it.
And what do you think it's going to be? 6.9?
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Oh, all right. Kevin Costner,
Kevin Costner and Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, they came out the same year.
They're both good too.
I like Dennis Quaid. 6.7.
Yeah,
That's still pretty good.
it's a watchable movie.
But yeah, it's 3 hours and 11 minutes long. So that's a little too much for me to just sit down and watch, you know, especially being a Western. Is it like, is there a lot of action in it or is it a lot of drama?
I don't remember, to tell you the truth. I just remember that I thought it was halfway decent.
Oh, Gene Hackman's in it too. I didn't know that. Who directed that? Lawrence Kasdan. Yeah, that makes sense. He does a lot of dramatic stuff.
And he did Silverado.
I haven't seen that either. One of my friends lent it to me, and I had it for like 6 months and never
Oh,
watched
wow.
it. So,
It seems to me I watched Silverado recently too. Relatively recently, not super recently.
we're pretty much running out of time, but so we're gonna plan on seeing A Man Called Otto this weekend. We'll
Right,
have
so
that to
we'll
talk
review
about.
that for you people next week.
And the Golden Globes are tomorrow night, so we'll have a winners list for that. So we'll have plenty to talk about again. And the first weekend of football playoffs are gonna be.
Go Jags.
So there'll be plenty of stuff to talk about. So this has been our newest episode of The Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretler. These are the ones you don't want to miss.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Here's Johnny.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.